I am hearing from sources deep within the NRG Stadium walls that the energy in Houston has shifted dramatically in the last few hours. This is a massive Schefter bomb for the Deep Steel Blue Nation. We have major news regarding the health and status of the Houston Texans secondary as they prepare for a high-stakes wildcard showdown. Before we dive into the medical reports that are sending shockwaves through the AFC playoff bracket, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for the most authoritative Texans coverage on the internet. We are your home for everything Houston football, and you do not want to miss a single update during this postseason run. Also, I want to hear from you in the comments right now. Where are you watching this breaking news from? Let us know your city and state, because the Texans fan base is officially taking over the country. Now, the story we have all been waiting for is finally official. According to my sources, the Houston Texans are getting two of their most vital defensive pieces back just in time to face the Pittsburgh Steelers. Star defensive backs Kamari Lassiter and Jalen Reed have been cleared to return to the field, and this news could not have come at a more critical moment for D'Amico Ryans and his coaching staff. Think about the implications here. We are talking about a secondary that has been battle-tested all season long, but has recently dealt with the sting of the injury bug. Having Lassiter and Reed back in the fold is like adding high-octane fuel to an already dangerous defensive fire. Kamari Lassiter, the rookie who has played like a seasoned veteran from day one, has been a revelation for this organization. His ability to shadow elite wide receivers and play with a physical edge has redefined the Texans' defensive identity this year. Seeing him back in uniform is a nightmare scenario for any opposing quarterback. Then you have Jalen Reed, a player whose versatility and high football IQ allowed D'Amico Ryans to get incredibly creative with his defensive looks. The buzz around the facility is that both players looked phenomenal in their recent sessions, showing no signs of the lingering issues that kept them sidelined. The training staff has been working overtime to ensure these two were ready for the playoff atmosphere, and it looks like that hard work has paid dividends. When you look at the matchup against the Steelers, the return of these two players changes the entire math of the game. Pittsburgh thrives on finding mismatches in the secondary, but with Lassiter and Reed back, those windows are going to close remarkably fast. I am told that the locker room morale has reached an all-time high following this news. Seeing your brothers in arms return for the biggest game of the year provides a psychological boost that you simply cannot quantify. D'Amico Ryans mentioned in a private moment that having a full arsenal of defensive backs allows him to call the game the way he truly wants to, without having to hide weaknesses or overcompensate for lack of depth. This is a massive win for Nick Caserio and the front office, who built this roster with the intention of being healthy and deep for January football. The road to this point has not been easy, and there were many moments where fans feared the secondary would be the Achilles heel of this championship-caliber team. However, the resilience shown by Lassiter and Reed during their rehabilitation process has been nothing short of inspiring. They have been in the building early every morning and staying late every night, focused solely on this wildcard date. My sources say the speed and agility displayed by both players in recent drills were actually higher than their midseason averages, suggesting that the rest might have actually served them well. This is the kind of Schefter bomb that changes the betting lines and makes the rest of the AFC North take notice. The Houston Texans are not just happy to be in the playoffs, they are coming to dominate. The return of these two stars signifies that the Texans are finally at full strength when it matters most. It is rare to see a team get this healthy at the start of the postseason, and Houston is capitalizing on that luck and preparation. Every fan wearing that Bull logo today should be walking a little taller. The defense that ranked near the top of the league for much of the season is back together, and they are hungry to prove that they belong on the biggest stage. We are looking at a defensive unit that can now play man-to-man with confidence, allowing the front four to hunt the quarterback without fear of giving up the big play. This news is the spark that could ignite a deep playoff run for the city of Houston, and the atmosphere at NRG Stadium is going to be absolutely electric when these two take the field for the first time on Saturday. It is a testament to the culture Ryans is co-fuel.
Now that we have established the immediate impact of these returns, let us pull back the curtain and look at the deep dive analysis of what this means for the Texans' long-term strategy and their salary cap management. From a tactical perspective, having Kamari Lassiter back on the outside allows D'Amico Ryans to revert to his preferred aggressive defensive schemes. When Lassiter was out, the Texans were forced to play more zone coverage than they liked, often giving up soft cushions that allowed veteran quarterbacks to nickel and dime them down the field. With Lassiter's recovery, Houston can now return to the lockdown mentality. He is a player who thrives in press-man coverage, and his presence allows the safeties to play more aggressively toward the line of scrimmage to stop the run. This is crucial when facing a Pittsburgh team that wants to establish a physical ground game. Furthermore, the return of Jalen Reed provides a level of flexibility in the nickel and dime packages that the Texans were sorely lacking. Reed is a Swiss Army knife in this defense. He can play the slot, he can drop into a deep half, or he can blitz off the edge. This versatility is what makes the Ryans defense so difficult to diagnose. When you look at the depth chart, this move pushes rotational players back into their natural roles, strengthening the overall quality of the special teams units as well. It creates a ripple effect of excellence across the entire roster. From a salary cap and roster construction standpoint, this situation highlights the genius of Nick Caserio. Both Lassiter and Reed are on rookie-scale contracts, providing the Texans with elite-level production at a fraction of the cost of veteran free agents. This cap efficiency is exactly how championship windows are opened and sustained. By hitting on these draft picks and ensuring their health for the postseason, the Texans are proving that their rebuild was not just about finding talent, but about finding the right kind of durable, high-impact talent. As we look toward the future, the experience these two will gain in this wild card game is invaluable. Playoff football is a different beast, and having your core secondary players get these reps now sets the foundation for a defense that could dominate the AFC South for the next half-decade. We also have to consider the psychological impact on the Pittsburgh coaching staff. Mike Tomlin and his offensive coordinators now have to throw out half of their game plan. They were likely preparing to exploit the depth issues in the Houston secondary, but that advantage has evaporated overnight. The Texans' defensive line, led by Will Anderson Jr., is also going to benefit immensely. When the secondary covers for an extra half second, it gives the pass rush the time they need to get home. This synergy between the front seven and the back four is the hallmark of a D'Amico Ryans defense. I've spoken to analysts who believe that a healthy Texans secondary is a top 5 unit in the entire NFL. When you combine that with a high-powered offense, you have a recipe for a Super Bowl contender. The implications for the rest of the playoffs are massive. If Houston moves past the wildcard round with a healthy Lassiter and Reed, they become the team that nobody in the AFC wants to see. They have the youth, the speed, and now the health to match up with the heavyweights like the Chiefs or the Ravens. This isn't just about one game. It's about the statement the Houston Texans are making to the rest of the league. They are disciplined, they are well coached, and they are finally whole. The medical staff deserves a massive amount of credit for navigating these injuries without rushing the players back too soon, ensuring they are peaking at the exact right moment. In a league where availability is the best ability, the Texans just hit the jackpot. As we move closer to kickoff, keep a close eye on how these two are utilized in the first quarter. I expect Ryans to test their legs early with some aggressive calls to set the tone for the afternoon. This is a defining moment for the franchise, and the return of these two defensive stalwarts might just be the most important storyline of the entire NFL wildcard weekend. Houston is ready, the players are ready, and the path to glory is wide open. The secondary is the heart of the modern NFL defense, and Houston's heart is beating stronger than ever today. This is the kind of news that turns a good season into a legendary one, and the fans in Houston are ready to witness history in the making at NRG Stadium.